Deep within the heart of the dense, ancient woods stood a rustic cabin, its weathered timbers barely visible beneath the encroaching foliage. It was here that Emily, a young woman seeking solace and inspiration, had chosen to isolate herself from the clamor of the outside world. Little did she know that the woods held secrets far darker than she could have imagined. As Emily settled into her new abode, her eyes wandered over the stacks of old books and the typewriter on the desk, her tools for crafting her novel. She yearned for the tranquility of the natural surroundings to breathe life into her words. However, the aura of the woods seemed to whisper secrets, as if they held something sinister just beyond the threshold. On her first day, Emily noticed a figure through the window, a tall elderly man with weathered features. His name was Jacob, a longtime resident of the area. Curiosity compelled her to venture outside and introduce herself, hoping to uncover the mysteries that lay hidden among the trees. Jacob welcomed Emily with a knowing smile, his eyes betraying an unspoken burden. "You've chosen an intriguing place to seek inspiration," he said, his voice laced with caution. "These woods hold stories that date back centuries, legends of darkness and creatures that awaken when night falls." Intrigued and slightly unsettled, Emily pressed for more details. Jacob obliged, recounting tales of missing persons, of whispers carried by the wind, and of a lurking presence that seemed to thrive on fear. His words sent a shiver down Emily's spine, awakening a primal instinct within her to stay vigilant. Days turned into weeks, and Emily's solitude was interrupted by the arrival of her best friend Sarah. Seeking respite from the chaos of city life, Sarah had come to join Emily for a weekend getaway at the cabin. Unbeknownst to Sarah, the woods held a darkness that threatened to envelop them both. As Emily introduced Sarah to the serenity of the forest, the air grew heavy with an unspoken tension. Shadows danced between the trees, whispering secrets only the wind could comprehend. Sarah, blissfully unaware, reveled in the tranquility, never suspecting the horrors that lurked beneath the surface. Night fell, casting the woods into an inky blackness. It was then that Emily and Sarah began to notice the faintest of whispers, like eerie echoes carried by unseen forces. The once peaceful atmosphere morphed into a chilling symphony of unease, playing on their deepest fears. As the moon reached its zenith, casting an ethereal glow upon the darkened forest, a sinister presence began to manifest. The whispers grew louder, forming coherent words that sent shivers down Emily's and Sarah's spines. They exchanged uneasy glances, their once jovial spirits dampened by an encroaching sense of dread. Unbeknownst to them, Jacob had his own encounter with the haunting Specter long ago, a harrowing experience that had left him scarred. He had hoped to protect Emily from the knowledge of this malevolent entity, but fate had other plans in store. Within the confines of the cabin, the atmosphere grew suffocating, heavy with the weight of impending doom. The walls seemed to pulsate with an otherworldly energy, while unseen eyes watched their every move. The haunting Specter, drawn by their fear, reveled in their growing unease, relishing the impending feast of their life forces. Emily, fueled by determination and a desire to protect her friend, sought solace in Jacob's words. He revealed that the only way to banish the creature was to confront it head-on, to face their deepest fears with unwavering resolve. Together, they would perform a ritual, a last-ditch effort to save themselves from the clutches of the haunting Specter. As night deepened, Emily, Sarah, and Jacob ventured into the heart of the forest. Guided by moonlight and trepidation, they followed a path lined with gnarled trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The woods seemed to come alive around them, twisting and contorting, obscuring their sense of direction. Suddenly, a piercing scream shattered the silence. It was Sarah, captured in a web of her own fears. Emily and Jacob rushed to her aid, only to be ensnared by their own nightmares. The haunting Specter materialized, a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes, its malevolent presence suffusing the air. The clash with the creature was relentless and visceral. The haunting Specter taunted them, exploiting their vulnerabilities and dredging up their darkest memories. But Emily, driven by an unyielding spirit, summoned the strength to face her fears. She refused to succumb to the creature's torment, standing tall amidst the chaos. With each step forward, Emily's determination grew, and the haunting Specter weakened. She reached deep within herself, drawing upon untapped reservoirs of courage. Sarah, inspired by her friend's resilience, rallied alongside her, breaking free from the clutches of fear. Together, they unleashed a torrent of bravery, shrouded in an incantation passed down through generations. The ritual reached its crescendo, casting a blinding light that enveloped the forest. The haunting specter recoiled, its dark form dissolving into the night, banished by the strength and unity of the two friends. Exhausted but triumphant, Emily and Sarah emerged from the woods, their bond forever forged in the crucible of fear. They returned to the cabin, now cleansed of the sinister energy that had plagued it. But as they prepared to leave, a shadow lingered in the corner, a subtle reminder that some nightmares never truly die. As Emily and Sarah drove away, leaving the cabin behind, they exchanged a sigh of relief. The weight of their harrowing ordeal slowly lifted, replaced by a cautious optimism that they had escaped the clutches of the haunting specter. Little did they know, the malevolent entity's power had not been entirely vanquished. Unbeknownst to them, a shadow lingered in the corner of the cabin. Its presence, like an ink stain upon the fabric of reality, refused to dissipate. As the days turned into weeks, the woods whispered secrets of a hidden truth, a truth that Emily and Sarah were now entwined with, forever marked by the haunting specter's influence. In the safety of their homes, both women attempted to resume their lives, desperate to believe that the nightmare had come to an end. But shadows danced at the corners of their vision, whispers taunted them from the darkness of their dreams. Paranoia crept into their minds, eroding their sanity and unraveling their once unbreakable bond. Sarah was the first to succumb to the specter's lingering grasp. Sleepless nights gave way to hallucinations as the red-eyed entity seeped into her reality. Its whispers became incessant, urging her to embrace the darkness within. Consumed by fear, Sarah could no longer distinguish friend from foe. Emily, plagued by guilt, sought solace in the pages of her unfinished novel. But as her fingers danced across the keys, the words transformed into a testament of her descent into madness. The lines blurred between fiction and reality, leaving her trapped in a twisted labyrinth of her own creation. Finally, on a stormy night, as lightning split the sky, the haunting specter materialized once again. It reveled in the chaos it had sown, as Emily and Sarah, gripped by terror, found themselves ensnared within its malevolent presence. Their intertwined fates had become a vessel for the entity's insatiable hunger. As the specter fed on their fear, their life forces waned, their spirits slowly extinguished. The friends who had once shared laughter and dreams now faced their darkest hour. In the end, the haunting specter claimed its victory, consuming their souls and consigning them to an eternal nightmare. The woods, shrouded in an eerie silence, stood as a monument to the tragedy that had unfolded within their depths. The once hopeful cabin, now a desolate husk, bore witness to the twisted fate of Emily and Sarah, their spirits trapped forever, lost to the darkness that had consumed them. And so, the legend of the haunting specter continued, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked within the shadows. The tale of Emily and Sarah would be whispered through the ages, a cautionary tale of the insidious power that lies dormant in the depths of our souls.
Subscribe, like, and comment a story you want us to generate. Click the playlist to see many other stories.